Pleasure to be here with you for this august occasion. I called David Stern, the commissioner of the NBA, and I said, hey, wait a minute. No game Wednesday. I don't care. I'm going to Lorain. And if you were smart, you'd be here with me. I do want to acknowledge the presence of four members of the media, Jim Allen and Wally Mittis from WEOL, and Jerry Rombach from the Chronicle Telegram, and Robert Wallace from the Lorain Journal. Well, I don't know. The mayor and I have been sharing this microphone now for so many years. We're thinking of taking the act out on the road as kind of a vaudeville team. It's always a pleasure to come here every year for so many reasons, and I've enumerated them to you over the years. And one of them is to renew my acquaintance with really a good guy, and I would like to call him to the microphone right now, Mayor Alex Olejko. Mayor.
Thank you, Joe. Father Bruchak enshrinees in the Hall of Fame, and especially the men in the red jackets, red blazers, and the committee. Every year, it's a real pleasure for me to be here. And it kind of puts lumps in your stomach when you look at some of the great athletes like Louis Nicoletti and some of you, the thrills we've had for all these years. And I know it's a long program, and I want to congratulate the enshrinees. I had the pleasure of knowing most of them and playing with them and against them, get beat up by them. But I want to say one more thing. Joe, it was so great the other day at the halftime when I listened to radio, those of you who listen to radio, of the Cavs game, and hear Joe Tate, the millions of people in that radio land listening to that game, and he took time out to mention that on Wednesday night he's going to be at the Lorain Hall of Fame, and what a pleasure it was. We don't generally get very good words coming to Cleveland when we come to Lorain, and especially me as the mayor. You know, I've had my run-ins with the guys in Cleveland. They're a bunch of little leaguers, but Joe, you were a big leaguer when you said that, and I know everybody that heard that. You know, not only Terry Anderson and so forth, but Joe, coming from you as well as everybody loves you, I certainly appreciate, and I know we all appreciate those kind words you had for City of Lorain, and of course, the enshrining.
Certificate reads Heinrich. School records listed him as Henry, but almost everyone knew him as Heine. And like his big brother Hans, his first love was tennis. Together they purchased new tennis rackets at Muir's Drug Store on Broadway for the sale price of 49 cents each. They strung string between the house and the garage where they could volley every day in hopes of improving their net play to compete with Central Park's best. Competition between the brothers was particularly keen. Earliest recollection of tourney play by the Webbers was early high school. The Saxons Club in the state regularly held tournaments throughout Ohio for junior players, and in their first tourney the Webbers won doubles trophies, and one time would not allow a singles final to be completed. Hunts, by a flip of the coin, was awarded the trophy over Heine. As Heine progressed in high school, it was inevitable that they would find his way onto the tennis team. In 1938, he played doubles and moved to first singles in 1939 and 1940. His sweeping serves and solid net play led Lorain High to second place in the Lake Erie League. By this time, basketball had dimmed some of the glitter of tennis. Making the rounds of basketball leagues of the churches of the city, Heine began to improve his game, and as he grew in height and ability, and his interest mushroomed. When Hank Lucetti and the Stanford Cardinals came to Cleveland for a college game, Heine was in attendance, completely awed by the one-handed set shot of Lucetti and his ability to shoot from anywhere on the floor. Heine could hardly wait to begin practice on the new shot. It was to serve him well during the 39-40 and 40-41 basketball seasons at Lorain High. During the latter season, Heine, John Skolnicki, Joe Pacer, and the rest of the crew were leading the Lake Erie League when Heine and the team were victims of mid-year graduation. In those days, when 40 points by one team was a bumper production, Heine averaged 12 to 14 with his turnaround one-handers and hook shots. He averaged 10 to 15 rebounds per game, and the 6'4" center was a pillar on defense. When Heine graduated in January of 1941, the team lost key games of the title, and Heine lost all chances for state recognition, although he made the All-Lake Erie team. After service with the 69th Infantry Division and a divisional basketball championship at Shelby, Mississippi, Weber enrolled at Ohio State for the spring quarter of 1946. That quarter he practiced and scrimmaged with many of the varsity players whose season had ended. He was invited back for the fall practices by the coaching staff. However, in addition to tennis and basketball, a third love, Mary Villaris, Mary, I'll let Heine take care of that name. Mary came into his life. They were wed in 47. They raised 4 boys, Mark and Dale, now Michiganders. John and Ellen still residing in this area. Heine is proud of the fact that he built his own house while raising the boys. Though facing increasing responsibilities, it was a while before Heine put away the racket and the round ball. Forming the standard cleaners with his brother John, Joe Pacer, Wilbur Tobin, Manny Ross, Petrus, and Covey, the quintet won Lorraine, Elyria, and County Class A trophies for 4 consecutive years. In 1950, they added the sectional national AAU title in Cleveland to qualify for the national tourney held in Texas. Because of prohibitive costs, the invitation was declined. Heine was named to the All-County team and went on to play against the Cleveland Browns. He fondly remembers that night. Otto Graham sought him out to tell him, "Heine, you've got a great turnaround jump shot there." On to age 27, Heine reneged on his statement, "I want to play this game forever." Turning down all offers, he retired in 1950, but he continued tennis until 1955, finishing out his career with a city singles title win over Ed Irvin. From 1946 through 1955, he had won numerous doubles titles, several with Hunts, but most with Fritz Kuhn, his favorite partner. Heine always said, "It's nice to win with your brother, but it's better to beat him." The competitive urge never left. Welcome, Henry Heine Weber, to the Lorraine Sports Hall of Fame.
Well, good evening. I'm as nervous as a wet hen. First of all, I want to thank all the Hall of Fame staff members for selecting me to the Lorraine Hall of Fame, and also to congratulate all the other nominees, especially my brother John, whom I am very proud of for his many accomplishments. I'd also like to thank everybody here for this fine attendance and for our guest speakers. I really feel deeply humbled and honored. This is really the highlight of my sports career. There are 2 people here tonight that I want to acknowledge. The first one is Harold Bud Saladin. I'm sure that everybody knows Bud. He's the guy that calls on the nominees and he gathers all the information concerning their athletic careers. He does a fantastic job. I first knew Bud during his early high school days, and he was one of Lorraine's finest tennis players. I really envied his tennis strokes and his form. Bud, you'd have made a terrific tennis player as far as a coach. Bud, you want to stand up, please, so people can see who you are? He's really a great guy. The second person is my wife, Mary. During the 1940s, 50s, and 60s, as I was involved in various sporting events, she literally raised our 4 wonderful sons. Other than being the love of my life, she deserves this award more than I do. In closing, I want to say hello to my brother-in-law, Penner. We miss you, and I wish you could be here tonight. Thanks again, and God bless you all.